We're going to go to Wardriver. What was it about the project that attracted you?
Well, a longtime producer friend of mine who actually did work on Arcadian as well called me about it, and then I read the script, which was by Daniel Casey, he did like Fast and Furious, and it was a great script. And then I found out that the director, Rebecca Thomas, was going to be on it, and she was a friend from university. So we've known each other for 20 years. So it was a great team. I loved the team. The script was great, so it was really fun that way.
You have a lot of high octane action. You have a lot, but also, and especially I noticed in Act One, you have to create a relationship and a romance. How did you want to balance, like, not letting overshadow the big action with kind of keeping it central about the characters?
Yeah, it was interesting on this one. It's a thriller, and it was very structurally flexible. And so we actually reworked the beginning of the movie many different ways, and different characters were introduced sooner and later. And so we really reworked that, and it was an interesting part of it to be very careful about how we sent information out in the movie. And so, like you're saying, we were really careful about how we introduce characters, introduce the romance, introduce how they interacted with each other. And yeah, that was a lot of the work on this one.
Okay, so then we have editing students that watch. Was there one sequence that was most particularly, took you a long time to get right, but you're most proud of in the end because, like, we pulled it off?
Totally. There is a sequence right in the middle of the movie, about 45 minutes in if you're watching, that's actually a very long 5-minute montage, but it's the main character, Cole, is hacking, he's stealing money, and he has a very specific large goal in mind. And so, but it's a long period of time to keep the pace up, to do all of that. So I ended up creating this like kaleidoscopic effect over, we'd start with the pace slower, then it was pacing up, then we were doing doubling images, like this superimposition, to just keep that pace going up through the end of this montage. So that was one of my favorite sequences, how it turned out, but it did take a while to perfect, and even working with the composer directly to like make sure that sequence was just totally aligned.
So do you like that, sometimes enjoying doing montage and stuff like that without dialogue as much, just kind of like telling a story through, but it seems to be rely much more on pacing.
Yeah, I do like doing montages. They're hard in some ways because you don't have that structure. Like I was just taking footage of driving and hacking and like just from all over the place and making it into a story like you're saying. And so it's a fascinating part of the job. It's really the puzzle part of the job, where you're like trying to figure it out and eventually it gets there.